Hey everybody, it's podcast time again. I am many is what I call this episode for the simple reason that I express myself in many different, sometimes very different ways here on this planet. Or to put it even differently, that I express myself in very different ways here in the world. This is nothing really groundbreaking for me, and yet I would like to talk about it today. On the one hand, because I have become aware of a few things in this regard just recently. On the other hand, I'm certainly not alone. And who knows, perhaps I touch so also the one or other topic with you. In my German language, we have an idiom, and it goes so: cobblers, stick to your last. It's a saying that always irritated me a bit early on in my life, and that I had almost forgotten today. But now it has recently come back to me, and I have looked up where it comes from, what it means exactly. It probably goes back to a painter. His name was Appel, and he's said to have been born around 370 before Christ. This painter is said to have always exhibited his paintings in such a way that he could hide himself while his paintings were being viewed by the public. But he could always see and also hear the viewing people well. He always wanted to hear, above all, undetected, what was said about his works of art. And so it happened that he once heard a cobbler criticize the depiction of a shoe on one of his paintings. It was missing the cobbler out of his professional view an eyelet on the shoe, whereupon the painter then corrected this. But this shouldn't have been enough for the cobbler, because now he also found offense at the representation of the leg which Appels had painted. Then it was enough for the painter, and he said to have exclaimed that the cobbler shouldn't judge. And so he said, "Cobbler, stick to your task." Well, I used to understand this expression in such a way that one should stay with things, deal with something deeply and completely, in example exclusively, in order to be able to understand it better and better, and thus to become a specialist in just this one area. Also, so after the motto, do nothing of which you do not understand anything. And from this consideration, it was actually clear that I never heard this expression gladly. Yes, it even unsettled me when I was still very young. I have always been the kind of person who never stuck to just one thing. On the contrary, nothing, no area was safe from me, which aroused my interest. When that happened, I had to dive right in. And that's how it has remained until today. There is simply so incredibly much for me to discover, so much that I don't know, about which I know nothing or very little. So many things I have never tried out. But it was only a while ago that I realized again that this sometimes made me feel insecure in the past. Because sometimes I really got something like a guilty conscience when I left something I liked to do for a while, because something else fascinated me so much that I really wanted to try it out right away. I remember comments like, "You never really know what you want to do," or can't you just stick to one thing? And when do you want to do that too? I only recently remembered all that. Yes, and then I also read, for example, that it's not necessarily so good to show so many different things on a YouTube channel. This wouldn't give a really clear picture to potential visitors of the channel and would rather unsettle them. And yes, it's true. I meditate, finally also give classes again, paint and draw, make small artworks all the time and recycle a lot of things because I love to breathe new life into already used forms and give them a new purpose. I sing, dance, cook passionately, grow vegetables, knit, crochet, love to let my body make new movements. And after filming all my videos with my iPhone for almost a year now, I'm just starting from scratch again with filming because I have my first real camera. It's frustrating at times because I'm always self-taught on almost everything, but it's also incredibly exciting. And yes, sometimes I still hear the voice in my head telling me that I have way too little time for all of this and that it's about time to commit to a few essential things, to not get bogged down. Yes, and then I can ask myself, where does this voice come from? Where do these thoughts come from? They come up and they go away again. That is then very liberating, again and again. And you know what? I want to keep trying, keep opening up to new things, full of curiosity like a child. I want to be inspired again and again, not to commit myself, to dare, to stay open, and again, learning by doing, to fail at something, to be allowed to fail or to deal with something more persistently. And in any case, I want to go beyond my own limits every now and then. Yes, that's what I want. So, how is it with you? In any case, I would like to take you with me on this adventure journey, which I call life, to let you participate. That gives me a great joy, to share this, my little planet here again and again with you. And now I say goodbye to you for today, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you here again. All the best, and maybe already on soon.